Hey guys, and welcome to WrestleRant edition number 9. I am your host, Bleacher Report featured columnist GSM, here today to discuss the August 29th edition of Monday Night Raw, one of the better episodes in recent weeks, and we got some strong things to talk about here today. To kick off the show, we had Triple H and Kevin Nash kick off the show. Triple H interrupting, starting off the show, nothing really different there. We've seen him kick off the show for the past couple weeks on Raw and SmackDown, nothing different there. But I am liking the chemistry that he is having with Nash in the opening weeks of Raw. Like, they're showing that there's dissension between Nash and Triple H. So later on, we're a little bit more surprised if Nash is behind these attacks of CM Punk and such, the text messages and stuff like that. Okay, so I'm not sure about any of you guys, but I marked the hell out last night when I heard the NWO music when Kevin Nash walked down that ramp. One of the best mark-out moments of this year by far for me. I'm not sure about any of you. I looked over to my little brother. He wasn't marking out. I texted my friend. He wasn't marking out. I have no idea why. I've been waiting for this moment for years to come now, and I'm finally hearing NWO music in a Monday Night Raw broadcast for the first time in nearly a decade. So, I don't know. That's just a little thing on my part. But Kevin Nash played his role well again. Got that tension across that I just talked about. Him and Triple H having some problems in recent weeks. It looks like he could be behind the text message. Who knows? I'm glad that CM Punk did come out as well to grow on the CM Punk and Kevin Nash rivalry and a match at Night of Champions. I'm glad we got that match, although it was scratched later on. I will talk about that at the end of the broadcast, at the end of this episode. But a very, very strong way to kick off the show from Nash, Triple H, and CM Punk. Very beautiful. Love to see more from Nash and Punk in coming weeks. After that, we had Randy Orton. Okay, first of all, in the first segment, we had Triple H call off the brand extension. That means Raw superstars can appear on SmackDown, and SmackDown superstars can appear on Raw. Now, what my thoughts on that are, I think it's long overdue. We don't need the draft anymore. It's become useless, and superstars are randomly jumping over from one show to the other each and every week. So I'm pretty glad that we got to see that finally overdone. People are pissed about it. I mean, I really don't care at this point. They've been ignoring it for years. So after that, anyway, we had Randy Orton come over to Raw for the Raw Super Show tonight to take on United States Champion Dolph Ziggler. There was absolutely zero hype besides one match hype at the start of the show, but that's about it. But very surprisingly awesome match. They had a great match a couple months ago in the start of the year in January. They had a rematch at the WWE Draft, if you remember that. Dolph Ziggler didn't look too good there. He looked like another generic jobber. Tonight, he stood out with the big guys. Dolph Ziggler is rising up on the potential to become a future world champion. Well, he's a former world champion, but a future WWE champion. The United States Championship is finally getting some credibility. A very nice series of moves to end the match. Dolph Ziggler can show that he can hang in the ring with Randy Orton after a 12-minute plus match. So then after that, we had John Cena come out and talk about Alberto Del Rio, who wasn't even on the broadcast due to visa issues in Mexico. Now, I'm not sure why that wasn't addressed, why Del Rio wasn't addressed in his absence for not being on the show. We should have gotten a promo or something, but looks like we're looking to forget about that. Hopefully we see him tonight on Super SmackDown. But anyways, John Cena is continuing on Del Rio, to continue their feud, going to Night of Champions. And then Mark Henry came out, and after that, I was anticipating a John Cena and Mark Henry match. That is not something that we've seen in many, many years. I would have loved to see that match go down, but then we had Christian. I'm not sure why Christian's interference was relevant to what John Cena and Mark Henry were talking about, but I'm glad Sheamus came down and broke that up. So, pretty good segment there as well. And after that, we had we had CM Punk versus The Miz in one of my dream matches that I've been looking forward to for years. CM Punk and The Miz have great chemistry. They put on a pretty good match here tonight, and not an awesome match, no pun intended, but they put on a pretty good match that they can go back to something later on. The crowd didn't look too hot into it. I think that was the thing that killed it for me. The crowd wasn't buzzing with emotion like they were last week with his match with John Cena, even though it's a little bit bigger, but the crowd wasn't all into this one. But The Miz did look strong against CM Punk, and hopefully, since they have awesome chemistry, they can go back to this in a later feud, possibly at WrestleMania or somewhere down the line at Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, whatever. But I'm glad R-Truth did get involved to cause the disqualification, and Kevin Nash came down to attack CM Punk with a jackknife powerbomb. But I've read up on some certain reports that Kevin Nash can't participate physically in an actual match come Night of Champions. But I am glad that he can participate in some attacks like the jackknife powerbomb and stuff, so he still stays active on the Monday Night Raw roster. And for John, my friend John, who was on the show a couple episodes ago at the start of the show, I would just like to say, I told you so, John. I told you 2 weeks ago that Kevin Nash was going to come down to the NWO music, and he did here tonight. Just wanted to do that little shout out. I was marking out, I don't know about you, but once you watch the Raw broadcast, once you get your electricity back on, watch Raw and say that Graham told you so. So then after that, we had Sin Cara versus Jack Swagger. Sin Cara being portrayed by Hunico. Mystico has been since taken out. I think he is done with the company. I mean, I think has its good and bad. Mystico has some communication issues. But Hunico isn't as good as a wrestler as well. As you remember last week, Hunico had a match with Heath Slater that was taped twice due to the amount of botches that they had in their contest. So, Hunico, he put on a pretty good match here tonight with Jack Swagger. Made Jack Swagger look good. I'm not sure what's going on with Swagger, Vicky, and Dolph. I'm glad that the managers are finally meaning something these days. But hopefully it means that Jack Swagger's turning face, Ziggler's turning face. I don't know why the heel versus heel thing is going on as far as it has. But pretty good match. Sin Cara going into tonight to possibly face Alberto Del Rio on Super SmackDown. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm pretty sure that Hunico can, keep it up in the ring, hopefully. That was a live show. They didn't tape anything like they did last week. So, pretty good match from Sin Cara tonight. Then after that, we had a WWE Tag Team Championship rematch between Kofi Kingston and Evan Bourne, who are now being called Air Boom. By the way, my friend John was talking about this last week when we were discussing this. Air Africa, that would be a hilarious tag team name if they decided to go with that. If they did go with that, they should have McGillicuddy and Otunga's theme song and Justin Gabriel added into that too. But, never mind. And then, so they defended against the former champions, Michael McGillicuddy and David Otunga. Pretty good match for the most part. I'm liking the team of Evan Bourne and Kofi Kingston. It's their third straight week in a row that they've defeated Otunga and McGillicuddy. I'm glad they've used up the rematch clause, so that gives up Kingston and Bourne to face Awesome Truth come Night of Champions for the WWE Tag Team Championships. I'm not really sure what that thing was with Otunga and Lawler after the match, on why McGillicuddy and Otunga were mocking Lawler at the commentating table. I do not want to see Lawler back in the ring. I think it was way past his time to be even in the ring with Michael Cole a couple months ago. I don't want to see him in the ring again with someone like Otunga, who called him like a lazy butt or something on when he was talking to him, which I'm not going to even get started on his mic skills and or wrestling skills and my distaste for David Otunga. But anyways, after that we had a short Divas match between Brie Bella and the Divas champion Kelly Kelly. Something that we have seen for many, many months. I'm not sure why they don't let this feud go. I was hoping for Kelly Kelly to face Beth Phoenix to win, and then get a rematch of the Divas Championship at Night of Champions. We only have 2 weeks or something, 2-3 weeks until Night of Champions. Why don't they establish that it's going to be Phoenix versus Kelly? I know Brie got the win here, but no one wants to see Brie Bella go back for the Divas Championship. How many times has she gone for the title in the last 3 months? She doesn't need it. She doesn't deserve it. She can't wrestle anyway. This match was beyond horrible. So I don't think anyone wants to see this match go down at Night of Champions. And so why don't Beth Phoenix and Natalya get off their asses and go attack Kelly Kelly and Eve in the ring next week so we can get this feud going, or at least a tag team match, so I can see Phoenix in the ring on Monday Night Raw again. So then after that we had our main event between John Cena tag teaming with longtime foe Sheamus against the team of Mark Henry and Christian. Pretty decent, pretty good main event. Everyone got in their spots. Mark Henry looked pretty good. I'm glad he didn't get pinned, but I'm not too happy that Christian got pinned too. That he got pinned instead of Mark Henry, because Christian is tonight going into his World Heavyweight Championship match in a steel cage against Randy Orton. So having being pinned and having me look vulnerable isn't the best thing, since I know he's probably going to come out losing tonight. But I guess WWE doesn't really care if they bury Christian at this point anyway. So pretty decent, half-decent main event from John Cena, Sheamus, Mark Henry, and Christian. Then immediately after that, backstage, we had an anticlimactic confrontation between Triple H and CM Punk, where Triple H confirmed that it'll be Triple H taking Nash's place at Night of Champions against Punk. This is not something that I want to see at Night of Champions. This is something that people want to see at Survivor Series or Royal Rumble. I mean, it's not, no one cares because everyone's going to want to see it, but they're losing money here. They're cutting the feud too short. They could stretch this out a little bit longer. I know Nash can't really wrestle, but I want to see Nash against Punk and Night of Champions, since they've been building on that for the past 3 weeks. So, overall, pretty good episode of Monday Night Raw. Awesome, to say the least. They had a lot of good action. The superstars of SmackDown shined as well. They hyped up the hell out of Super SmackDown for tonight. They got star power going into the show. I'm really, really glad they gave us all these great matches between Orton, Ziggler, Miz, and Punk. I mean, they could be giving away future pay-per-view matches, but, you know, that's their problem. So, overall, awesome episode of Monday Night Raw. I will be back probably maybe Wednesday or Thursday to review Super SmackDown. If not, I may be back in a few days to review Impact Wrestling. And that seems to be it as we go into Night of Champions. Raw seems to be getting better and better as we go. And make sure to follow me on Twitter at save_us_GSM. And to visit my latest Bleacher blog, my Bleacher Report profile below for all the links and my latest articles. I've been writing a lot more lately since school will be starting up next week, since next Tuesday for me. I may not be doing as many episodes of WrestleRant as I wish with school starting up again. But, you know, we'll see in coming weeks. But anyway, visit my personal website, nextdaywrestling.weebly.com. This is Bleacher Report featured columnist GSM. Thank you for watching today, WrestleRant Edition 9. And this is GSM, signing out.